that we've concealed under both eyes, the next thing I want to do is go ahead and work on my eyebrows. Just for the simple fact that I like to do that before I start doing anything else around the face. So the very first thing I want to take is some type of spoilie. We do have brushes with Limelight from Alcone. However, I don't have them yet, but you can just take some type of spoilie and you're just going to brush your hairs. And what you're wanting to do is go ahead and start sweeping up, and then you kind of want to lay them over, and that just allows your hairs to look fuller and not so flat from you washing your face or rubbing your face. So I think that's pretty good. And then we're going to do the same thing on this side. Excuse my dogs. They didn't learn any manners. Their dad didn't teach them any. And now we also have brow gel from Limelight by Alcone. However, I am not a fan of gel, but ours are pigmented. It's just not, again, it's just what you're more comfortable doing. And then I like to use a eyeshadow for my brows, and this is Ashing for Trouble. I have very dark hair, so I really don't like using like jet black eyeshadow. That I think that's just too drastic of a color for my face, just because where I am so fair, it's very prominent. I think using something that has like a little bit more of an ashier tone kind of makes more sense. It kind of has a little bit more of a like a grayer or a bluer tone. And that's just me. Everybody, not everybody does the same thing. So you're going to take a angled brush like this, and you're going to dip into the eyeshadow. Tap off the excess because it is an eyeshadow. And then I like to start at this spot and go underneath and just kind of flick up and make hair-like strokes underneath my eyebrow. And then just kind of map out the natural shape that I have, because I have a pretty decent arch. I have sparse hairs because of chickenpox scars, and that's a whole nother story that I'm not going to bore you with. But that's the reason why I have to fill them in. I think I have a pretty decent shape though. And then I'm going to do the same thing up here, just starting here with kind of like hair-like strokes, and then just map out the top. And then dipping in one final time and knocking off the excess. I'm going to start here, and I'm just going to start filling in. I'm going to go over here to my mirror just so I make sure that I'm putting this in right. And that actually looks fairly natural. Shouldn't have to dip in again. And that's how that one looks as opposed to this one. All right, and I'm going to go ahead and show you both because I think brows take a little bit of practice if you're not used to doing them. So again, just going to start at the bottom and just start making hair-like strokes just up from underneath, and we're just going to flick up and kind of come to a point. This is my wonky eyebrow. This is the one that's a little thinner just because I do have a chickenpox scar. Weirdly enough, I have a scar on each eyebrow, but in different places, so it makes for a very interesting eyebrow shape. And then do the same thing for the top, just to get the arch involved, and go back down and come to the point. And then one final time to dip in. And we're going to just take and fill in those hairs. And again, excuse my dogs. They know not what they do. My husband didn't teach them any manners. Just kidding. And then if you feel like some of the color is not concentrated or concentrated too much, you can also go back and spoolie up again to distribute that color, and then smooth it back over. Give your eyebrows the Donald Trump treatment. Gotta get them combed over. And then there we are. All right, we'll be moving on to contour and blush in the next section. Bye.